Aloha everyone, good morning. We are gaveling in for the Committee on Culture and the Arts. We are in conference room 309. Today is Friday, February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. Happy early Valentine's, everyone. And we're just past 9:15, it's 9:18 right now. We have two things that we're hearing on the agenda. First up is HB 2045, relating to state holidays, designates La Ho'iho'i'ea Sovereignty Restoration Day as a state holiday in place of Statehood Day. We have a handful of folks on the agenda to testify. First, we have the Office of Collective Bargaining with comments, not present. We also have the Hawaii Civil Rights Commission in support, and the City and County of Honolulu with comments. And finally, we have in-person Emiloa Borland, Office of Hawaiian Affairs. In support, not present. We also have testimony in support from Nawai Ho'ola Nui Foundation, not present. We also have about 36 individuals, all in support, a couple of comments, but that's all I have on my testifiers list that had submitted testimony. Is there anyone else who would like to testify? If you would like to testify, feel free to come up to the podium.
You go first. You go first.
Thanks for breaking the ice.
I had 1 minute.
We can be flexible.
Okay. Aloha. My name is Kupualeahi and I'm Kaka'awa. I am from Ka'ukuma on Mokokeawe. And I'm here today in support of HB 2045, which is about replacing Statehood Day with La Ho'iho'i'ea. Statehood Day asks the people of Hawaii to celebrate a political event that sought to erase us and continues to violate our lands and people. And for many of us Kanaka Maoli, it feels like a slap in the face. It forces our people to commemorate the actions of the US that followed an illegal overthrow and an unlawful annexation and decades of occupation that the Kanaka Maoli still face. La Ho'iho'i'ea commemorates the restoration of the Hawaiian governance in 1843, when sovereignty was returned to King Kauikeauli after being wrongfully taken by another foreign entity. This restoration matters, I believe, because it is proof that Hawaiian sovereignty was interrupted and then rightfully restored. These facts are not up for debate, and as a descendant of Kupuna that signed the Ku'e petition, I feel like this is important to acknowledge. At one point in this, I thought that it might have been contradictory for Kanaka Maoli to seek recognition through the state while asserting that Hawaii remains illegally occupied. But it's not about validating the state's authority. And I hope every Kanaka Maoli will take up every single space, no matter where and when, to provide true history. Replacing Statehood Day with La Ho'iho'i'ea can be a statement about what this government is willing to confront, and it can be a step toward aligning public recognition with historical truth. And I urge you guys to please pass HB 2045 and replace Statehood Day with La Ho'iho'i'ea. Mahalo no ko'oku ho'olohea no wai mahalo.
Mahalo for your testimony. Is there anyone else who would like to submit testimony or share their thoughts? For those of you who are watching via Zoom, we have numerous students that are joining us here at the state capitol. Some of them, most of them actually, for the very first time, and many of them from Hawaii Island. So be patient with us as we allow them to get over any nerves and overcome any fears they may have as they join us in submitting testimony. You can share your thoughts. If there are any kumu who would like to share.
My name is Kumutiele. I'm from Kilauea, the island of Kauai. I'm currently an Ola'a resident. I teach Olelo Hawaii and Ike Hawaii at Volcano School of Arts and Sciences. And mahalo for your time and for allowing us to be here. I wanted to share that I'm in support for HB 2045 and acknowledging La Ho'iho'i as a super significant day in Hawaiian history. And that's all that I have for today. Mahalo.
Mahalo for your testimony. Okay, any others who would like to testify or share their thoughts? Okay, I know that there are a handful of other students who had wanted to testify on this measure who are not present yet. We will return to this measure. We may have to take a quick recess, but we'll try to return to the measure to allow students to testify. We're going to move on to HB 1703, HD1, relating to land use, authorizes rodeos and rodeo activities on various lands that are zoned for agriculture or pastoral uses. Up first, we have Department of Land and Natural Resources with comments in person.
Good morning, Chair, members of the committee. Andrew Taylor, appearing on behalf of Land Division. We'll rest on our testimony, but are available for any questions.
Thank you so much. Okay, next we have Agribusiness Development Corporation.
Good morning, Chair and members of the committee, and happy Valentine's Day. My name is Wendy Gady. I'm the Executive Director for the Agribusiness Development Corporation, and we stand in support of this measure. First and foremost, it is cultural, it is social, it involves food, it exposes kids to a wide variety of ag careers, and it's also an economic boost to the community. We're here for any questions or comments. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And then we also have testimony in support in person from Ironworker Stabilization Fund.
Good morning, Chair Capella and fine representatives Lee, Oda, and Garrett. Cody Sula with the Ironworker Stabilization Fund. We submitted a written testimony which we stand on. We just want to highlight a couple of things. You know, we're in full support of this, and we're in support of any measures that help create more economic activity. We believe that this is going to help economic growth, support some of our farms and businesses that we've all been trying to do. It also can create more construction jobs. You know, if they do decide to build more venues or larger venues, ironworkers will be out there making the work. And then also, like our previous testifier mentioned, we believe that it's a new career pathway for people into agriculture. But you know, with the rising crime and all this other stuff happening in our islands, we believe that this would be a good thing. Rodeos, you know, getting into this type of work would create programs and pathways for mentorship, you know, to allow kids and families to be together and do something constructive, get them off the street, keep us off the street. So Ironworkers in full support. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And happy early Valentine's Day.
Thank you so much for your testimony. I will also mention that we have testimony in comments from the Hawaii Food and Policy. And then that's all I have on my testifiers list. Is there anyone else wishing to testify on this measure? Any students who love rodeo? Okay, seeing none. Members, are there any questions? I have a quick question for ADC. Thank you so much for being here, Director. Can you share a little bit more about how this fits into, I think, the wider scope for ADC?
Thank you very much, Chair, for the question. I'm Wendy Gady, ED for ADC. And fundamentally, one of the things that's in our statute is ADC was created for the economic, environmental, and social benefit of the people of Hawaii. And first and foremost, rodeos are a social event. They are a lot of fun. They are a celebration of a lot of work in horsemanship, training, livestock, maintenance, and so that is definitely core to our mission. It's also a huge economic boost. I think you heard the construction folks over here, but in addition to that, it really shows our craftsmanship, because people come and they sell cowboy hats, they sell cowboy boots, they sell all kinds of cowboy paraphernalia, and it's also a chance for the local community, because when people come in, what we've seen, they stop at the local stores, they get gas, they go to the grocery store, they may stop before or after the event for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So it is a huge injection to the community. Does that answer your question?
It does. It does. Thank you. Members, any further questions? Okay, seeing none, we're going to take a quick recess to allow for some of the other students to arrive. Hopefully we can get a little bit more testimony on that first measure. I know many students are coming just for the opportunity to testify. So we're going to do a quick recess, and we'll reconvene at 10 a.m. And we will also, we'll reconvene at 10 a.m. Thank you so much. Recess. Aloha everyone, good morning. We are reconvening our 9:15 agenda. There are a handful of other folks that wanted to testify on HB 2045. I wanted to open up the floor again to some of our students who have been able to join us. If there's anyone else who would like to testify on HB 2045 relating designating La Ho'iho'i'ea Sovereignty Restoration Day as a state holiday in place of Statehood Day, please feel free to step to the podium. Make sure you state your name, and then begin your testimony.
Aloha, my name is Kalela. I'm a 7th grader at CAA Public Charter School on Hawaii Island. On behalf of myself and my classmates, we stand in support of HB 2045. Celebrating La Ho'iho'i'ea would uplift Native Hawaiian history, culture, and self-determination, fostering a more inclusive and historically grounded observance for Hawaii. Mahalo for your time.
Mahalo for your testimony. Would anyone else like to testify?
Aloha ko, loa i ka ulio, ai mau o kilo. Ke ho'omanawa nui mākou i ka lā moku aina, e ho'omanawa ana i ka lilo ana o Hawaii moku aina, no Amalika, Huipu, ia i ka makahiki 1,5 Aka, umua ke lā, he aupuni ku'uko'a ko Hawaii, he mo'i aina i iki ia, e nā lā pui o ka honu. No ke kai po'e, he lā kauma a ka lā moku aina, no ka mea ho'omanawa ia I ka nalo ana o ke ku'uko'a o ko lā hui. O lā ho'iho'i'ea, ka lā I ho'iho'i ia ke ea o Hawaii ka makahiki 18 He lā ia e ho'ike ana I ka ikaika me ka akamai o ka mea kau I ke uli. Nana I kupā no ke ku'uko'a o ka aina. Hoia ka I lelo ia ai ua mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono. He lā piha I mana o lana ka ha'eo a me ka ho'omanawa ana he lā hui ku'uko'a kākou. No laila, ke pai aku nei au e ho'ololi kākou I ka lā moku aina I lā ho'iho'i'ea. ʻAʻole kēia he ku e wale no, aka he hana e ho'ohanohano ai I ko kākou po'olelo pono'i a e ho'ikaika ai I ka ike a me ka ha'aheo Hawaii. E ho'iho'i kākou I ka nana I ka ea I ka pono a I ke ku'uko'a o ka aina. Ua mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono. Our sovereignty will forever live on righteously. Mahalo.
Mahalo for your testimony.
Aloha nui kākou, ua no hauli e hamana pawala ka iau ma ke kuloa kau me ke kā'eo. Kākou au I ka pila hebe e lua ole e hā e lima. No ka mea I kou mana'o he maikai ka lilo ana o ka lā moku aina I ka lā ho'iho'i'ea. No ka mea, pehea loa ai ke kahi lā nui no kou Hawaii lilo ana I moku aina malalo ke kahi aupuni hewa I ho'okahuli hewa ia. No ka lā ho'iho'i'ea nai ua I ke ku'i o ia ko Hawaii lana kila ana I kea mai a Peretani o mai. A he hanana koikoi a lana kila koikoi ma ka moa kala Hawaii. Pona e ho'olaulea ia. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Aloha, o wau no o pulu agau, se hau mana papa e wau ma ke kula o mai ke kā'eo. A ke kākou nei wau I kēia pila o hebe e lua ole hā'ima. Ma ka makahiki 18 kanahākumakolu, ua lawe hewa ia o Hawaii e ka wale. No 5 mahina ua no hewa o Be'etania Maluno o Hawaii. Me ka olelo mihi ua ho'iho'i ia ka aina o Hawaii e Richard Thomas. A ua olelo ia ua mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono. Ka laimi makahiki ma hope mai ua lawe hewa a ua ho'okahuli ia ke aupuni Hawaii e Amerika. Ua noho o Hawaii. Ma ka ilo ana o Hawaii I moku aina malalo o Amerika. Ua ho'olaule a ka poe I keia lau Statehood Day. Okala Statehood Day, hela kepa no Hawaii. Okala e ho'olaula ai ka po'e kala hoi hoi ea. Hela koe koe loa kala hoi hoi ea na ka po'e Hawaii. Ha'ola loa ka Statehood Day. Hela e laula ai ka po'e. Hela kaumaha loa na ka po'e o iwi o Hawaii nei. Mahalo.
Mahalo for your testimony. Anyone else wishing to testify?
Aloha kākou, Chair and members of the committee. O ke ali'i o ka lani ka o mo'oino, no lena I mai au. I am testifying in support of HB 2045 because it is important for our communities across the Pai'aina in terms of our commitment to move toward ea. And La Ho'iho'i Ea shows that nations around the world recognized us as a legitimate Hawaiian kingdom. Mahalo for the opportunity to testify in strong support of HB 2045. Aloha.
Mahalo for your testimony.
Hello, I am Jewel.
And I'm Riley.
We are both from Waimea Middle School on the Big Island. We both wanted to mahalo you guys for this opportunity to come here to Oahu, to the Capitol, and testify for this bill, the HB 2045.
We are in support of La Ho'iho'i Ea.
Mahalo.
Mahalo for your testimony. Anyone else wishing to testify?
Aloha po lima kako, o hali'a kabaros ko inoa, no ku maiau, and I am in support of this bill because I feel as a community, not just like, I feel as Hawaii, we should never forget like our roots and that it's important for us to remember this day instead of, mahalo.
Mahalo for your testimony. Anyone else wishing to testify? Okay, seeing none, members, are there any questions? I have a quick question. Do you mind coming back up to the podium? Yes. Thank you. Or actually, any of the students who would like to come back up. I have kind of a joint question. Okay, if we were to pass this, what would it mean to you folks? And how would you celebrate? Not only the day, but the change, the significant change in state law.
So La Ho'iho'i is like really important to Hawaiian and its culture. It is a day to remember that Hawaii will always be a sovereign nation. To celebrate that day, to Hawaii, to remember our culture and our heritage, and na hula, na mele, and na olis, all of those things that were taken away from us when we became a state. La Ho'iho'i Ea will always be that day to remember and that we as Hawaii and Hawaiian people, we are kanaka Maoli, and we can't to go back to the ways that we used to celebrate, to our traditions, and all of those things that we used to do.
Would either of you like to add?
I think like Puno was saying on the way here, I think that passing this bill would be a good step to showing the community and everyone that, we do have a voice and our people have a voice in being able to make a change. And
Mahalo for your testimony. Are there any students who would like to add what changed this, how you would feel about this change? And how you would celebrate?
I can add to that. That was beautiful in itself, but yeah, like what she said, our mele, our hula, our oli, and I feel like it can be also an inspiration to other illegally occupied kingdoms to about how far their voices can go in community, and it can be the biggest reminder to America that we are very much still here. And what a beautiful thing to celebrate, not only being Hawaiian, but being alive as a Hawaiian. And that we always look at Hawaiian as we separate the modern and ancient Hawaiians, but we're very much still of the same bloodline. We're still here, and what a beautiful thing if this were to pass, we can celebrate our traditional selves and bring that, really revitalize all of the parts of culture that are missing and the parts that can be strengthened in communities. I know being from Ka'u, Honolulu is a very city place. We can re-indigenize these spaces, bring back Hawaiian representation, bring back Olelo or Hula. But yeah, mahalo for this opportunity.
Mahalo for being here. And thank you so much to every single student who has testified, and to the kumu who testified and who traveled so far just to be here in this space with us. It is a privilege to hear your voices. One of the things that we know in these spaces is that we do this work for you. So to hear you speak about the change and the opportunity that this would bring and the recognition that this would bring, it really means a lot to have your voices on the record and to have your voices ring through the halls of the Capitol. So we're gonna take a quick recess, and then we're gonna recess. Okay, moving into decision making for the Committee on Culture and the Arts. For our 9:15 a.m. agenda, we have 2 measures and then one that we are also reconsidering from last week. Moving right into it, voting on HB 2045 relating to state holidays, designating Laho'iho'i'ea Sovereignty Restoration Day as a state holiday in place of Statehood Day. Chair's recommendation is to pass just with one amendment. We are going to defect the date, and that is all. Again, I would like to thank every single student who testified, the many who testified and submitted testimony through the Capitol website. It is a privilege to be able to move this measure forward. Members, are there any questions, comments, or concerns? Representative Reyes-Oda.
I want to thank all the students, sorry I'm sick today, but for coming. I know how hard it is to prepare to testify. You guys got on a flight, I'm assuming this morning, to come to watch the work that we do in this building. As one of the 13 Native Hawaiian legislators in the House, I heard one of the students come up and talk about space. So I think that it's important that when I'm here to take up space, it's so that I can vote yes on a bill like this.
Thank you so much. Members, any other comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote.
Thank you, Chair. Voting on House Bill 2045. Recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair and Vice Chair vote aye. Representative, noting the excused absence of Representative Kong, Representative Garrett?
Aye.
Representative Sayama?
Aye.
Representative Reyes-Oda?
Aye.
Thank you, Chair. Recommendation has been adopted.
Okay, we're going to move on to HB 1703 relating to land use. Authorizes rodeos and rodeo activities on various lands that are zoned for agriculture and pastoral use. We're going to move this forward with an HD1. We're just going to add some technical amendments that are needed for clarity, consistency, and style, and then that's all. Members, any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote.
Thank you, Chair. Voting on House Bill 1703 HD1. Recommendation is to pass with amendments. Are there any no votes or reservations? Thank you, Chair. Recommendation has been adopted.
Thank you so much. Okay, members, we're going to move on to the final measure for decision making on this agenda, HB 2461. We considered this last week on our Friday hearing on February 6th. This is relating to the State Foundation on Culture and the Arts, increases the ceiling for the Works of Art Special Fund, appropriates funds for the maintenance, upkeep, and preservation of the state's public arts and collection, appropriates funds for the collections manager position within the State Foundation on Culture and the Arts. Chair's recommendation, after a couple of discussions and some conversations that we had with the foundation, I think that this might be I don't think we're going to be able to move this measure forward this year. We're going to try to see if there's something that we can potentially work on in the state budget or perhaps with the CIP to help preserve the state art collection. So with that measure, members, Chair's recommendation is to defer for now. So with that, I think we are adjourned. Thank you so much.